All right, everybody. This was not an official NBC game of the week, I don't believe, so I don't have the music for it or whatever, but we'll just drive on without that. As we are at a Saturday afternoon, and baseball is what's important, not the music. So we are at Riverfront Stadium here for this ball game between the Dodgers and the Reds. Let me see how things are looking. I've got this thing on the computer up here, so let's see if I can get it to do what I need it to do. I think it's okay now. I think I've got a good enough thing there going. All right. Pitching matchup for today's game. It is going to be right-hander John Denny for the Reds and left-hander Fernando Valenzuela for the Dodgers. Starting lineups. Got them over here for both teams. You got the benches for both teams and the bullpens for both teams. Records in the Stratomatic replay. I'm letting Stratomatic computer kind of sim everything in between these games. So they've got the Reds at 54 and 53, the Dodgers at 49 and 60. Hello, Kevin. How are you doing? Nice to see you. And we're just about ready to get this game underway. Once I get everything all lined up the way I need it, bring in the dice tray. We do have, hello, Tim. How are you doing? Do have Cincinnati Red colors, red and white dice, and the red D20. Hello, Robert. Nice to see you as well. Here at Riverfront Stadium, or I think as Robert has deemed it before, the stadium by the river. I don't know. But this is Inside Pitch. Hello, Philip. How are you doing? And Inside Pitch was in the rotation, so that's what we have in this one. Next week, we will be back to Payoff Pitch, and it'll be the Tigers and the Red Sox from Fenway. That'll be next Saturday. But right now, we're worried about this Saturday. Reds and the Dodgers. Now, this game has no impact on the pennant race, in the simulated pennant race on Stratomatic, but I just thought Reds and Dodgers, if you can get them together, just tradition-wise, it's a nice rivalry to go at it. Hello, Brian B. How are you doing, sir? Let's see, if I turn this light off, will it help? Because there's a little bit of glare right where the word stadium is. So I'm going to see if by turning that light off that helps or not. I don't know. May have no effect, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks like nothing's changed. Not sure how to get that glare off there because I don't have the. And actually, oh, okay, now it did kick in. Now the glare is gone. That's even better. I sure do. I was switching them over. You were exactly right. Let me see if I got another copy of that. I did make 2 copies. No, I sure don't. That was a snafu on my part, for sure. Because when I go into Excel and fix these things, I'm switching from one game to the next. And so, yeah, that is horrible. Let me get my little correction tape and fix this so we have the correct bullpen, guys. Somebody, thanks for whoever caught that. So that's one thing when you're live, you don't get to pause the video and correct anything. There was a radio personality in this area one time that said there's no eraser on the microphone. Talking about the radio, live radio, and he was correct. So let's look at the actual Reds bullpen so we can get it straight. They have 2 lefties in the bullpen. They have Rob Murphy and they have John Franco. So it's not going to be pretty, but at least the information will be there. And right-handers, they have Ron Robinson and Carl Willis. And I think and they also have Ted Power. Is their other one. Although he's a spot starter, so I may not even list Power right now Power, I should say, because he's more of the guy that's going to be in there if they run out of pitchers. So, thanks to who said that. Thanks, Brian B. Thank you for catching that for me. And now I can't get this thing to. Boy, it's just a mess here, isn't it? That's what I get for trying to do accoutrements when I probably shouldn't. Anyway, so there you go. Robinson, Willis, and I'll show the cards so that you can see them. Rob Murphy, John Franco, Ron Robinson, and Carl Willis, and Ted Power. Those are the actual bullpen guys for the Reds, so that we know who Pete Rose has to go to. So I thank you for that. Thank you for catching that. All right. Robert would like anything with the Mets, so he probably didn't mind having the Mets bullpen guys show up there. And Pete Rose probably wouldn't mind having those guys there either. All right, so here we go. John Denny in the 1986 season was 11-10 with a 4.20 ERA. And Steve Sachs will be the first guy up for the Dodgers. Steve Sachs. Brian, it might very well have been Mario Soto was a great pitcher in the early 80s when the Reds were bad, and then when the Reds got good, he was injured and couldn't help them out. So very well could be a good case for that point. All right, we're ready to go. Again, we got the Reds dice here, so red colored dice, I should say. So John Denny is going to pitch to Steve Sachs, and Robert's going to correct me if I make any errors on the inside pitch game. We're going to 4-4 on John Denny, and that's a possible error on a ground ball. Go to Steve Sachs. 4-2, that's a double to center field. Now, I don't think, Robert, that you would check an error on that since it's not a ground ball, it's a double to center. Even if you did, Eric Davis's error rating is only a 3, and that's a 9, so it wouldn't be an error anyway. But I'm thinking you wouldn't check that on a double to center field, that you would not check a ground ball error, but you can let me know if that's accurate or not. But in my case, I wouldn't think you would be checking for that, but I could be wrong. But Steve Sachs is going to lead off with a double to get things going. Strategy roll for John Denny. There is no 20, and Sachs doesn't have enough of a jump. His attempt is only a 5, and then gets cut in half going to third, so no jump there. So here's Denny to Stubbs. 5-2 is a possible wild pitch. That's a 17, though, so it's no wild pitch, just ball 1. And we try again. Denny, 6-1, strikeout chance. 12 is going to get him. Stubbs strikes out in 18. Stadium does take away 2, but that makes it a 16. 12 still fits. And Franklin Ticket Stubbs will strike out. So 1 away, and that's going to send us to the Mad Dog, Bill Madlock. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. Denny to Madlock. 3-6, and that's a range play. And we get a 2-4, and that's a ground ball back to the pitcher. John Denny's range is a 5, best you can have. And he does make the play. Now, look at the chart. On a ground ball back to the pitcher, let's see if the runner Sachs can advance. He does have a good BR rating of 4. So let's see on a G1, runner on second, ground ball to the pitcher. Runner holds on balls hit to shortstop or pitcher if roll is higher than the BR rating. Otherwise, they advance. So we're going to roll 1 die. If it's a 5 or 6, he's got to hold. 4 or less, he will advance. So 4, he's going to advance. So Sachs will take third on the ground out because he's such a good runner. So he is at third base with 2 down for Len Matuzik playing left field. I guess maybe they wanted to give Guerrero the day off or something. I don't know, but Len Matuzik is in there in left field in this game. Nothing on the Havoc roll. Philip, if you want to learn how to play the game, go back and watch RJL's 1961 exhibition game where he did a thorough playthrough and explained everything. Best tutorial in this game I've seen. So that's what I would go with. And just watching the game over and over, you start picking things up as well. Denny, 1-1. Possible error. We'll see if Matuzik hits it to someone that makes an error. 3-5 is a liner to second base. That is Oster, but that's a 3. So Oster could be in trouble. Oster's error rating's a 5. It will be an error on a line drive. And that's kind of unusual to get an error on a line drive that he wouldn't catch that. Let's check the chart and see what it says. An error, failed error check On an L, actually there are no provisions for that according to this. So maybe there is no error on this line drive, because I don't see anything on here. Maybe Robert can help me out. No errors on line-outs. That's what I thought. Okay, because it wasn't there. So he didn't make an error. Oster will make the play, and the inning's over. So how about that? Stephen Phillips, as much as I play this game, I still need refreshers once in a while because I don't play it all the time. I play a lot of different games, and you can get those rules kind of mixed and mingled. So no score here in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first, and Fernando Valenzuela. We just had Fernando Mania with Fernando de la Rosa last night, and now we get Fernando Valenzuela today. Yes, Robert, I did see that chart. Does show a line drive error on a throw possibility, so I do see that. And in case you're wondering, this game was not chosen because of Vin Scully passing away. This game was chosen weeks in advance. It just happened to be the Dodgers. So there have been several Vin Scully tribute games. So, this was not done for that reason. It was already pre-planned. And just the way it worked out, in case you were curious. Not that you were, just in case you were curious. All right, here's Cal Daniels to lead off against Fernando. 2-3, and that's a hit by pitch chance. And a hit by pitch chance, he is a 7. Fernando's a -8, though, so no hit by pitch chance at all. And now we go to Cal Daniels, 5-1. Star 4 is going to be a fly out to left field. Hauled in by Matuzak, 1 away. That's going to bring up Buddy Bell. Fernando, 4-5. Strikeout chance against the lefty. Bell is a 6. Stadium takes away 2, makes him a 4, so that fails. So Buddy Bell will get the hit. 5-1 is going to pop it up to first, and Greg Brock hauls it in. 2 down. For the Cobra, Dave Parker, and in my opinion, he is a Hall of Famer. If you're going to put Harold Baines in the Hall of Fame, you got to put Dave Parker in the Hall of Fame, because Dave Parker is a much better, or was a much better player than Harold Baines could ever hope to be. If Dave Parker had been in the American League in his younger years, he would have played a little bit longer, I think, and put up the numbers. So, just the way it is. And of course, now a phone call is coming in while I'm trying to record. The danger of recording with a phone. So I've got to let this thing play out. Apologize for that. I don't know who the heck would be calling me. Probably some kind of sales call or something. All right, so Dave Parker is up. 2 down, bases clear. Will this thing finally go away? Finally it did. Thank goodness. Hey, that's his walk-up music. There you go. All right, here's Fernando. 3-5, and that's a strikeout chance again. 10 is going to be too high. He's a 10, but the -2 from the stadium clears him. So Parker will swing away. 2-3 is going to, it's a star 1, which means it's going to be a ground ball to third, and Madlock will make the play to end the inning. So 1-2-3 inning for Fernando. We go the second, no score here from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. John Denny back out. Will be facing Mike Marshall to lead things off for the Dodgers, followed by Sosha and Brock. 2-2. That's a hit by pitch chance. He's an 8. +3 is an 11, but that's a 12. So Mike Marshall gets out of the way, and we'll get a swing at it. 2-4. Ground ball to second. Oster all over it. 1 away. 1 down for Mike Sosha. 3-1, and against a lefty, this is a split chance right here. Against a lefty, that's a blank. So no strikeout chance. Sosha will swing. 4-2. He's going to fly to right, and Parker puts it away. 1 down, or 2 down, rather, for Greg Crocodile Brock. 1-5, and again, split chance. Against the lefty, it's a blank. So Denny obviously tougher against the righties. So Brock, 2-5. That's a question mark 8. Against the righty, goes to 17. That's a 4. That's going to be a single for Greg Brock. So Greg Brock, a 2-out single. So maybe that's why Tom Lasorda had some of these lefties in there. He knew that John Denny was tough on righties. So Greg Brock gets himself a 2-out single. And that'll bring up Mariano Duncan. He's listed as a switch hitter here. He later went and when he came to the Reds in the early 90s, late 80s, he gave up switch hitting and went strictly to right-handed hitting, but he's a switch hitter in this one. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. Here's Denny. 6-1, strikeout chance 2. He got him. So Denny strikes out Duncan to end the inning, and the Dodgers go down quietly here in the second. Sans the 2-out single from Greg Brock. So we go to the bottom of the second, still no score. And Fernando Valenzuela will be facing a guy that, if he'd stayed healthy, might have been a Hall of Famer, and that's Eric Davis. He definitely had some great years in the late 80s, early 90s. Hello, Mr. Al, Red Sox fan. How are you, sir? Next week, it will be the Red Sox hosting the Tigers on payoff pitch next Saturday, Mr. Al. 1-5, it's a strikeout chance because Fernando's not tired, but 19 is too much. Eric Davis will get to swing. 1-6, it's going to pop it up to third. Madlock is there, 1 down. So 1 away for the catcher, Bo Diaz. 4-1, and that is a ballpark chance. So first time going to Riverfront Stadium. See what Bo Diaz can do. 1-2, it's a single to right field. So Bo Diaz laces a 1-out single, courtesy of the Riverfront Stadium. And he is aboard for veteran Tony Perez. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Here's Perez. 4-1 from Fernando, going right back to Riverfront Stadium again for the second time in a row. 2-4 is a double to left field. Boy, Fernando getting dogged by Riverfront Stadium. A double to left field. Diaz runs only at a 2, so we check the runner advancement chart. A double to left field. On a double to left field, you add, you take away 1 trying to score from first. The left fielder arm is Matuzik. He's a +1, so you get that 1 back. So it sticks to his normal running rating of 2. So 1-2, he would come around to score. That's a 5, so he's got to hold at third base. But Perez, a big-time clout, doubling to left field. And now they got Fernando on the ropes with 1 out and runners at second and third. And Kurt Stillwell Angel coming to bat. Infield is going to play. They're going to play in. They don't give up a cheap run. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. (3-1) strikeout chance, and he got him. A huge strikeout for Fernando. Boy, did he come through in that one. Now there's interesting strategy situation coming up. Oster's your batter. First base is open, and the pitcher, John Denny, is on deck. Do you pitch to Oster, try to get him out and force Denny to lead off the third, or do you walk Oster to try to get Denny and get out of the inning unscathed? That is a quandary that some managers might have in this situation. Oster, a .258 hitter, hits better against righties than he does lefties. So I think Fernando says, let me go at him. I get him. Fernando says, I get him. So we're not going to walk him. We're going to let him swing away. Fernando, 5-3. That's a possible error. And that's a 4-2. That's a ground ball to third. That's a 13. Madlock's error rating is a 20. So it will be an error on Madlock. Madlock, unfortunately, a terrible fielder, at least according to the ratings. He's got a 20 error rating. So he will make the error. Diaz will score. Perez will go to first. Oster will reach on the error. And it is 1-0 Reds. 1-0 favor the Reds. And Fernando is not a happy man right now. E5. Unearned run. 1-0. Here's John Denny. He's actually a decent hitter. 222 in 54 at-bats. Strategy roll, nothing happening. 1-6 is a range play at the ballpark, and Fernando has not done well at Riverfront Stadium, but this is a range play. 4-6, and that's a star 6, which is a fly to right, but we're checking the range of the right fielder, Mike Marshall. Marshall's range is a 1. Not good at all. And it's going to drop. Is it going to be a double? It will not. It'll be a single. Single to right field. Perez will score. John Denny, of all people, singles and helps his own cause with an RBI single. The question is, does Oster go to third? Oster's run rating is a 3. There are 2 outs. That makes him a 4. To go from first to third on a single to right field, you add 2, makes him a 6. And the arm of Marshall's a 0, so he makes it to third without a throw. And the Reds now lead it 2-0. And this is all because of the error on Madlock. It's extended the inning. And now we're back to the top of the order in Cal Daniels, and Fernando is steaming. Not a happy man, neither is Tommy Lasorda. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Here's Daniels. Fernando, 3-3, strikeout chance too high. Here's Daniels. 6-4, ground ball to second. Sachs puts it away, and the inning's finally over. But the Reds pick up 2 runs. They were unearned. But Pete Rose and the Reds don't care. They'll take it. Big RBI single from John Denny, helping his own cause. And it is 2-0 as we go to the top of the third. And Fernando trying to help his own cause. He will be leading off the inning. He's a good hitter, 220 as a hitter, 109 at bats. 1-6 is a home run question mark, but to a lefty that's going to fail, so Fernando wouldn't have home run chances anyway. So we go to Fernando. 4-6 is a star 3, which is a ground ball to second, and Oster puts it away. Fernando is retired, back to the top of the order, and Steve Sachs. 4-6, and that is a potential walk, and he will walk. So Steve Sachs will draw a 1-out walk. He has reached base twice. He has doubled, and now he's walked. And now can he get a jump is the question. Let's bring him back. Steve Sachs has an attempt of 5. Denny doesn't change that. Let's see if he can get a jump. He does not, so he will hold. And Franklin Stubbs is your batter. 6-2, a blank again against the lefty. Go to Stubbs. 5-6, liner to third. That's out number 2. Will there be a potential double play? Check the chart. Runner on first, a liner to third. Liner to third with a runner on first. You have to have a 1 for it to be a double play. So anything other than 1, he gets back. And he does. So Sachs does get back safely. 2 down for Bill Madlock. Now Sachs got the jump that time with a 3, so he will look to run. His stolen base chance is a 14. And Denny takes away 2 from that, makes it a 12. And then the catcher arm, Diaz, is a -1, making it an 11. So it'd be a 1-11 if they want to try it. But I think with 2 outs, you want to get in scoring position, although you are down 2-0. But you like to try to be aggressive too, I think. So they're going to send him 1-11. They're going to send him. And he's thrown out. So Steve Sachs caught stealing. Well, they tried to be aggressive, just didn't pay off. But they were trying to get the runner in scoring position if they could, but just couldn't get it done. So that's going to do it as Sachs is thrown out, caught stealing as Oster puts on the tag, score at 2-4. We go to the bottom of the third, still 2-0 Cincinnati. And the Dodgers. And Fernando will come back out. Buddy Bell will lead things off for the Reds. Bell, Parker, and Davis, heart of the order. Against Fernando. 1-6 is a range play at the ballpark again. And boy, Fernando is just not like going to Riverfront Stadium on these checks. It's a 4-3, and that is a blank. So we're going to a rare play. It's going to take the range play out of the equation and just strictly go to the rare play with the bases empty. Rare play chart, a 56. 56 on the rare play chart says left fielder crashes into the wall chasing a deep drive. Resolve as a D7 range play, and then check for injury. If left fielder fails to make the play, the center fielder picks up the ball with the hitter attempting to triple. Resolve as an S+8 with a play at third. So a lot of stuff going on here. First things first, left fielder crashes into the wall. Left fielder is Matuzik. His range is a 3. If he makes the catch, it makes everything moot. But if not, we got troubles. He does make the catch. He crashes into the wall and makes the catch. So Nice play there by Matuzik, and I doubt that Guerrero would have made that play, so maybe that's another sage move by Lasorda, putting Matuzik out in left field to make plays like that. Takes a potential double away from Buddy Bell. One down. Here's Dave Parker, the Cobra. 3-1, that's a strikeout chance, and he got him. So Fernando, maybe boosted by that good defensive play, strikes out Parker for 2 away. And here's Eric Davis. 6-5 on Fernando is a strikeout. 12, though, is going to be too high. That's an 11. -2 is a 9, so 12 fails. And Davis will get the swing. 2-1, it's a ground ball to second. Sachs puts it away, and the inning is over. So 3 innings are in the books here at Riverfront Stadium, with the Reds still leading 2-0. And Fernando wondering if he's going to get any offensive support at all. He definitely hasn't had defensive support. We've had errors and failed ranged plays, so he really deserves a better fate than what he's getting. And here's Madlock. He was the culprit of that error that opened up the inning and kept it going. He will lead off, followed by Matuzik and Marshall. Although in all fairness, Matuzik did make a nice play for him. 5-3 is a potential walk. That's an 11. He walks at a 10, -1's a 9, so that fails. Go to Denny. Go to Madlock. 5-4. Question mark 7 against a right-hander. 1 to 11's a hit, but that's a 16. So it's simply going to be a fly to left field as Daniels puts it away. So had a chance at a single or extra bases and just came away empty-handed. Here now, hello, Mr. Clinton Parks. How are you doing, sir? Didn't see you pop in on me. Matuzik now, 4-6 from Denny is a walk chance. That's a 3, so he will walk. So Matuzik will draw the walk. And that brings a tying run to the plate in the form of Mike Marshall. Strategy roll for Denny. It's a 2. Let's see what Matuzik has. His attempt is only a 1, so can't do anything with that. He will have to stand pat. And they'll pitch to Marshall. Infield is halfway. 5-2 is a potential wild pitch. That's a 13, which is out of the wild pitch range, so it's just going to be a ball 1. Try again. Hello, Fox Crew Cards. How you doing? Denny will pitch again. 2-1, and that's a split chance. Against a lefty, it'd be a single, but against a right-hander, it's a walk chance. But that's a 20, so will be no walk, and Marshall will swing instead. 2-1, and he's going to get a single to left field. So Matuzik most likely is going to have to hold. He runs at a 3, but when you single to left of the runner at first, you lose 2, and that drops him down to a 1. And then Cal Daniels is a 0 arm, so he could try with a 1. A 1 would get him there, but he's going to have to hold. So Mike Marshall gets the single. That puts 2 on with only 1 out, and back come the Dodgers. Don't count them out by any means, as they have 2 runners on and only 1 out. And Mike Scioscia, the batter, very capable hitter for sure. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Strategy roll for Denny. Nothing happening. Denny, 1-3 is a blank. We go to Scioscia. 5-4, and that's a liner to second base. Could be a double play. He's got 2 chances to get a double play, or 2 bases to go to. So on the line drive chart, with a line drive to second base, runners at first and second, line drive to second base, a 1 or 2, and they double off the runner at first. A 3 or 4, and they double off the runner at second. It's a 1. They double off Marshall at first base. It's going to be a line drive, double play. And boy, what in the world was Marshall thinking? I'm sure Lasorda's like, Marshall, what are you thinking? Yeah, obviously he wasn't, because he got doubled off. So it's going to go 4 and then 4 to 3 for the double play. And that's going to end the inning. We go to the top of the 4th. And in case you're not familiar with the charts or whatever, I'm using this line drive chart right here. The line drive went to second base. Runners on first and second. So first you get a 1 or a 2. Second you get a 3 or a 4. So we rolled a 2 or a 1. I don't remember which. It was one of these 2. And so the double play went to first base, not second base like you might think. But anyway, that's just how that worked out. Okay. So Denny helped out by his defense and some poor base running. And now Fernando is back out to start the bottom of the fourth, trailing 2-0. And he's going to be facing Bo Diaz, Tony Perez, and Kurt Stillwell. 3-6, and against a right-hander, that's a split chance. That is a double star line, which is an automatic out. And the out is going to be number 2, which is a ground ball to short. So Duncan makes the play, 1 away. For tough Tony Perez. 1-2, walk chance, but 14 is going to be, that's going to be good because Perez walks at a 15. Stadium takes 1 away, drops it to a 14, but that is a 14. So Tony Perez, that's why he's in there against the lefty. That's why Pete Rose benched himself and put Tony Perez in the game. He will draw a 1-out walk. He is doubled and walked, so Perez liking the offerings of Fernando. So strategy roll for Fernando, 20, so a chance of a pickoff or a pickoff error. A 1 or 2, and Perez will get picked off. A 3, it'll be a pickoff error, and Perez will go to second. 4 or higher, nothing happens. That's a 20, so nothing happens. Here's Kurt Stillwell, 4-3, strikeout chance. 15, though, is too high, so we go to Stillwell. 1-2 for Stillwell is a fly to right field, and that's out number 2. So 2 down, and that brings up Oster. He reached on the error by Madlock his last time up. That started the whole mess. Strategy roll again. Another 20, so another chance for a pickoff. And almost got him, but Perez gets back. 5-2. Home run question mark. Against a right-hander, it has to be a 1-4. That's an 18, so it fails. Oster will swing. 4-6. Question mark 7. Against the lefty, it goes to 12, but that's an 18. So he will fly to left field. Had he been facing a right-handed pitcher, that would have been a triple to right field, or to left field rather. But since he's facing a lefty, it's going to be a deep fly to left field to end the inning. Another unique and neat little operation that inside pitch uses on their lefty-righty splits. So nothing doing there for the Reds. And we go to the top of the top of the fifth, rather. John Denny back out. We'll be facing Mariano Duncan, followed by Valenzuela and Sachs. Hello, Joel. How are you doing? I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but sometimes I get into the game and forget to look at it. But I'll look once in a while, but that's one of the things I'm not used to the live streams. All right, so 5-4 on Denny is a strikeout chance. 3 is going to get him. So Duncan out on strikes. Or is it Duncan? Actually, let's see here. I got Brock being the batter, not Duncan. So let's reverse. I'm going to my score sheet because I have Sosha lining out for the double play. And I think I moved Brock by mistake. So it is actually Brock's at bat. So let's look at this again. 5-4 strikeout chance, but it's a 3, so he's going to strike out either way. And now they're calling the police on me, or rescue squad on me to rescue me from making a mistake. But it's going to be a strikeout as Greg Brock will strike out. That 3 kind of makes everybody strike out. All right, here is Duncan. 1-2 is a blank. We go to Duncan. 4-1's fly to right. That's out number 2, and that brings up Fernando with 2 outs and the bases clear. 2-2 is a hit by pitch. He's not going to hit Fernando, though, so no problem there. 1-6, and it's a star 4, which is a ground ball to third. Buddy Bell fires over to Tony Perez. 2 venerable infielders combine on that ground out to end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 2-0 Reds. Those 2 runs in the second have held up to this point. And Fernando now will be facing the pitcher, John Denny. And then the top of the order, Daniels and Bell. .6-3 for Fernando, and against a right-hander, that is a home run check. But, of course, Denny has a 0 chance, so no home runs there. So Fernando got away with 1, but Denny will swing. 1-4, ground ball to short. And there's one away. He got a base hit his first time up, but not this. Fernando says not this time. So one away, and that's going to take us back to the top of the order in Cal Daniels. Daniels is 0 for 2. He flew out to the left in the first, grounded to second in the second. That's a 4-2, which is a single if Fernando is tired, but he is not tired, so we treat it as a blank. And move on to Daniels. 2-3. He's going to single to left field. So Cal Daniels gets on base for the first time with a one-out single. And his attempt is a 6, so he's definitely a threat to run. He did steal 15 bases in just 181 at-bats. Fernando's a -1 would drop him to a 5. He needs a 5 or less to attempt. And he doesn't get it. It's a 20, so it's a chance for a pickoff again for Fernando. He's been liking those pickoff chances. Nope. Daniels gets back, so no problem. So Daniels is back, dusts the dirt off his pant leg, and Buddy Bell will step in. Fernando, 5-5, strikeout chance, got him. He's a 6 against lefties. Stadium subtracts 2, makes it a 4, but that is a 4. So Buddy Bell will take a seat. 2 down, and that brings up the Cobra, Dave Parker. Daniels, nothing happening. 3-1, strikeout chance, 8 will get him. He's a 10, -2 makes it an 8, but that is an 8. So Parker out on strikes, and the inning is over. So Fernando doing his best to keep his team in the ball game. After 5 complete, we are looking at 2-0 favor of the Reds. And Steve Sachs, top of the order, coming up for the Dodgers. It'll be Sachs, Stubb, and Madlock against John Denny. Denny can face 27 batters. So far, he's faced 18, so he's still in good shape as far as fatigue would go. Hello, Brandon. How are you? 5-5, and that's a strikeout chance, but 15 is way too high. Sachs is not going to strike out. 4-3, and that is a single pass short. So Steve Sachs will again reach base. He's done so every time. He's doubled, walked, and now singled. So Steve Sachs with a leadoff single, and he's definitely a threat to run. See if we can get a jump. His attempt, let's bring him back. His attempt is a 5. See if we can get a jump. He does, so he's going to try again. He got caught last time, but they're going to try it again. 14, -2 is a 12, and then Diaz is a -1, makes it an 11. 1-11, he's going to try it again. And he's caught stealing again. Boy, Steve Sachs is just not learning. He gets caught again. As Bo Diaz says, don't try it, little fella, and he did anyway. And you wonder, should you steal down 2-0? But I think you got to try to get your offense kicked in gear and get in scoring position. It just didn't work out for him. If he reaches safely, it's a great move. If he gets caught, it looks like a dummy. 4-3, and that is a range play. Go to Stubbs. 2-3. That's a single to right field, but it is a range play. Unfortunately, Parker is only a 1. Oops. And he can't make it. So that's going to be a base hit. You don't check for the double because it's already been determined to be a single chance. There is no chance for a double on that. So Franklin Stubbs drops it in front of Parker for a 1-out single. And boy, now how big was that caught stealing at this point? Here's Bill Madlock. Nothing on the Havoc. 5-2 is a potential wild pitch, but again, 15 is too high, so it's ball 1. 3-5, and that is a range play at the ballpark. So we're going back to Riverfront Stadium for a range play. 1-3 is a fly to right, and again, it's a range play on Parker. Boy, just picking on Dave Parker here. Poor Dave Parker. But he makes the catch. How about that? Dave Parker says, don't be hating on me too bad. I just made the catch, and he did make that catch and saved potential runners at the corners. So there's 2 down now for the Matusik. Nothing on the Havoc. Denny, 5-1, strikeout chance 10 will get him. He's a 13, -2 is an 11, but the 10 fits. And Denny, buoyed by that nice defensive play by Parker, comes back and strikes out Mr. Matusik. And that's going to end the inning. So the Dodgers have a goose egg on the board through 6 innings, and it's not making Fernando feel any better about himself. Maybe that's why they're 49-60 in the replay. Just not scoring the runs. That'll bring up Eric the Red. He will lead things off. I agree, Robert. It's a nice crowd, and I do appreciate everybody spending part of your Saturday with me. I did record before I started this one. I did record, Robert. You'll be happy about this. I did record the Demolition League game, Series 10 between the Mariners and the Mets at Citi Field. So that will post probably on Monday. But I finished that recording just before I came here, so that's why I'm a little scrambling. It's probably why I didn't even double check the bullpen there and got that screwed up. So had I been checking it earlier, I would have printed off another one and got it right. But oh well, can't make everything happen correctly. At least I can't. I always make a mistake somewhere. Here's Fernando, 4-2. That's the ballpark again, and Fernando really does not like going to Riverfront Stadium. It's been bad news every time he's tried it. Oh, wait a minute, that was that a 4-2 or a 4-1? That was a 4-2, I think, so it's not the ballpark. It's a blank. My bad. That was a 4-2, so it's not going to go to the ballpark. It's going to go to a single, but he's not tired, so Fernando gets a reprieve. Eric Davis will swing, 5-1. He's still going to single to left field, so that didn't help him out at all either. So either way you go, Eric Davis gets a leadoff single. Ballpark or no ballpark. And now Eric Davis has an attempt of 14, -1 from Fernando's of 13. And he can't get the jump, though, so he will have to hold for Bo Diaz. So Diaz is up against Fernando, 3-5. Possible error on a throw. 3-6. That's a ground ball to short. It's a possible error on the throw. And correct me if I'm wrong on this, Robert, but I believe if we're checking for a double play, you have to check the error on the thrower and the second baseman pivot if it goes in that direction for a double play. So let's break this down a little bit at a time. It is an error on a throw chance for the shortstop. Shortstop in this case is Mariano Duncan. Duncan's error rating is an 11. That's a 3, so it will be an error on the throw. The question is, does the throw go to second or does it go to first? That's where it could get a little bit of, idiosyncrasies here. So, Robert, I may need some assistance here to figure out where the throw is going to go. Do I roll to see if it's a potential double play first and then do the throwing error? Maybe that makes more sense. Because it seems to me you don't know if he's throwing to second or first without checking to see if it's a potential double play. So I think that's what I'm supposed to do first. Well, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Diaz is a 2 double play rating. -1 from Fernando makes it a 1. They're halfway, brings it back to a 2. So 1 to 2 would be a double play chance. It's a 3, so they would be going for to first because Davis's base running rating is a 4, which is higher than that 3. Even being held makes him a 3. It's still equal to that. So the throw is actually going to first base. So it is an error on the throw. Davis will reach. The question is, will the first baseman prevent it from going past him? The receiver in this case is Greg Brock, and he is an error rating or a range rating of 4. So if this is a 1 through 4, he stops the ball from getting past him, and it's just a 1-base error. 5 or 6, it's going to be a 2-base error. It's a 3. So Brock was able to stop it in front of him, block the ball. It will be an error on Duncan that will allow Diaz to reach, and that is the second Dodger error. And Fernando is just not happy with his team right now, committing all these errors. So hopefully I did that correctly, Robert. I did roll for the double play to see where the throw goes, and it did go to first. So runners at first and second, still nobody out. And here is Tony Perez, who's been a thorn in Fernando's side already. (4-2), and that's a blank again, not tired. Go to Perez, 4-1, and against a left-hander, that's why he's in there. It's a single pass short on that split. Let's see, I'm sure Davis will probably score on this. That's 6 to score from second. All he needs a 3 or higher. Davis will score. Diaz will have to stop at second. He can't get to third on that. But it's an RBI single for Tony Perez. He gets done the damage, and the Reds now lead it 3-0. Diaz will stop at second base. But Tony Perez, the man in this one. And Fernando definitely flustered by all the bad fielding. Still has nobody out, and now the bullpen might start to loosen for the Dodgers as they have Joe Beckwith loosening in the pen. All right. Strategy roll for Fernando. Nothing happening. Here's Kurt Stillwell Angel. Infield is halfway for the double play. 5-2 is a home run question mark, but that's going to fail, so go to Stillwell. 2-5, and that's a pop to first, infield fly rule. And there's one away. Big out there for Fernando to get the out without runners advancing. That brings up Ron Oster. And if you get Oster out, then you got a chance to get the pitcher, Denny. That was a 19. They could bunt, but we're not going to bunt here. Fernando, 2-4. 2-4 is a strikeout chance. That's a 5, struck him out. So 2 down. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, John Denny. Fernando 1 out away from getting out of this mess. 1-5, strikeout chance, 12, got him. So that's going to end the inning. He could face 32 batters. That was batter 27, so he was not tired. So he gets out of it. The Reds do pick up a run and lead it 3-1 as we go to the 7th inning. Could have been worse, I guess, for Fernando. He did pitch around some bad defense. Tough error there by Duncan. All right, it is 3-0. Dodgers looking to try to get something done. And it's going to be Mike Marshall leading things off. John Denny pitching a shutout through 6. He's been cruising. 2-3. It's a strikeout chance. 14. We'll get him. Well, not get him, rather. He's a 14, but the stadium takes away 2, so that's going to make it to a 12, so 14 doesn't fit. Marshall gets a reprieve and will bat. 4-4. He's going to ground it right back to Denny, though. Not a whole lot to be proud of there. 1 away for Mike Scioscia. 2-4, strikeout chance, 10's too high. We'll go to Scioscia. 4-1, and against a split chance against a righty, that's a ground ball to short. Stillwell makes the play. 2 up and 2 down for Greg Crocodile Brock. 1-2 is a blank. 1-6 is a star 6. That's a ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. Boy, John Denny, 7 shutout frames. I don't know if it's Denny's good pitching or the anemic offense of the Dodgers. Could be a little bit of both, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it. But 3-0 Reds, and I guess Fernando is not tired yet, so they'll let him come out and keep going. You would think. But got a little ahead of myself there. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Singing you're taking me out to the ball games, I'm going to stand up and stretch myself. This is the 2nd game in a row, so I'm doing a doubleheader, so I'm going to stretch myself before I get too stiff. It is 3-0 Reds going to the bottom of the 7th. All right, 7th inning stretch is in the books. I can sit back down. Fernando's back out. He can face 32 batters. He's faced 27, so he's still good. He is set to bat second next inning, so this is probably his last inning, I would think, assuming he can get through it. Daniels will lead off. 1-1 is a ballpark. I'm going back to Riverfront Stadium, and Fernando is not like that one bit. 3-3. This time he'll be happy. It's a ground out to the catcher, Scioscia, for an easy 2-3 putout. 1 down for Buddy Bell. 2-4, and that is a strikeout chance, but 14 is too much, so Buddy Bell gets to swing. 3-4. 3-4 is a star 3. That's a ground ball to second. And Sachs puts it away. 2 up and 2 down. So Fernando trying to go out with a bang. And here's Parker. 6-1, range play. We go to a range play for somebody. 4-6. That is a question mark 7, so we got to do 2 operations. First, check to see what kind of hit it is, possibly, and then check the range. So the D20 the first time will be used up here. It's a 1-18. That's a 16. That's a triple for Dave Parker against lefties. It's a triple to left field. But then we're checking the range of Matuzik. He's already made one great play, crashing into the wall. Can he do it again? He is a 3. 1 to 3, he makes the catch. 4 through 6, it will be a triple for Parker. It's a 4. It's going to be a triple for Dave Parker. Boy, you don't think of him in his old age hitting many triples, but there he does it right there as he crashed or smashed that one into the left field gap, and Matuzik just not able to get there. So Parker with a 2-out triple. And that'll bring up Eric Davis. And the question is, do you let Fernando pitch to Davis, or do you bring in a right-hander to possibly go after Eric Davis, who does hit pretty well against lefties? Let's see what they want to do here. I think Fernando is. I think Lasorda is saying, Fernando, your day is done. So Fernando is going to be lifted, and we might even get a double switch here. It's possible. Ken Howell will be the new pitcher for the Dodgers, actually, not Beckwith. It'll be Howell. So Howell will come on. And now let's see if they want to do something with the double switch, because the pitcher spot is set to bat second. But you know what? Howell, they're only going to, his relief rating is not that great, so for fatigue. So, well, you know, it is actually 7. So we're going to double switch. They're going to double switch. And let's see where the double switch is going to occur. And it looks like poor Mr. Matuzik is going to come out of the game since he couldn't make that play. And Pedro Guerrero will take over in, well, actually, Guerrero is going to hit down here and hit 9th on the double switch in left field. And the pitcher spot will come over here. So Guerrero will be on, and so will Howell. So Howell will hit up in that number 4 spot. And Pedro Guerrero will take over in left field. He's only a 1 out there, but they need offense. They're not worried about defense at the moment. They need offense big time. So Matuzik is out of there for the rest of the game. And Guerrero will be on. He's only a 1, which is not good, obviously, as a left fielder. So he's a 1, a 0, and a 0. So at least he doesn't make any errors. But double switch is on with 2 outs. And Eric Davis will be facing Ken Howell. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Parker still at third with 2 down. Howell, 3-3, and that's a strikeout chance. 20, though, is too high. We go to Eric Davis. 4-5. 4-5 is a fly to left, and Ken Howell does the job. Keeps the Reds off the board from further damage. We go to the 8th. It's still 3-0. It's not over if the Dodgers can muster up some offense. And as RJL will tell you, a game is never over in inside pitch. So we go to the top of the 8th. Denny's still in there. He can face 27 batters. So far, he's faced 25. So the bullpen is active. Rob Murphy, a lefty, is throwing in the Reds bullpen. And we do have Duncan Guerrero on the double switch, and then Sachs. So a switch hitter and 2 righties coming up. Denny to Duncan. 5-4. Strikeout chance. 14 is too high. Go to Duncan. 2-2. He's going to line it to short. Snagged by Stillwell. 1 down, and that brings up Pedro Guerrero, his first time up. He was injured in 86 quite a bit, probably why the Dodgers didn't do so well. He only had 61 at-bats. That's probably why they tanked. Denny, 6-3, possible error on a throw. 4-4 is a ground ball to short, possible error. That's a 7. And Stillwell is an 11. It will be an error on the throw. We're checking Perez, the first baseman. His range is a 2. He can't get it, so possible runner getting to second base, but his BR is only a 1, so he will have to hold it first. I think I did that correctly, RJL. I think the runner, even if it fails on the catch on the receiver blocking it, I think the runner still has to be good enough to get to second base on the run. Looking at my chart here, failed error throw on a ground ball. It's number 6. Says check against the runners, including the hitter base running rate. If higher than the base running, they hold. So, yeah, he has to hold there. So he can't get to second despite the fact that Perez was not able to block it, but he's such a slow runner that he couldn't get it done. And in fact, I think they're going to pinch run for Guerrero. Put a better runner out there and a better defender in left field. I think that's going to be the double whammy there. So they're in left field now. They're going to make a substitution and bring in Reggie Williams to play left field. So Guerrero did his thing and has now been lifted. And Reggie Williams will actually pinch run for Guerrero and stay in the game to play left field. He's a better defender and a better runner, obviously. Runs at a 4. And in left field, he is a 2-0-0 as opposed to a 1-0-0. So Williams, we'll see if he can get a jump. Down 3-0. I doubt they're going to try it, but we'll still roll for it. 19, we're certainly not going to have a bunt coming up. So Steve Sachs is up with the Guerrero base hit. Or not base hit, but reaching on the error by Stillwell, E6. So now the question is, Denny is now tired. So do you leave Denny in there, or do you bring in somebody from the bullpen? They're going to let Denny go at least one more batter. Denny's going to go at least one more batter. And let's see. Yep, we already did the strategy roll, so we just roll normally. 1-6. Home run question mark. 1-2. That fails, so Sachs will have to swing away. 4-6. That's a ground ball to third. Possible double play, although Sachs only double play rating of 2. But the infield is in, or halfway, makes it a 3. The pivot at second is Oster. He's a 0. And the pitcher adds nothing. So 1-3, we got a double play. And we do. It's a double play. Sachs hits into a rare double play, but he did it. And it's 5-4-3 around the horn to end the inning. So John Denny goes 8 innings, and I think they're going to cap him at the 8 innings as he is now tired. He was actually tired before that, but it's a 5-4-3 double play. Couldn't have come at a better time if you're the Reds. As they lead it 3-0, Ken Howell back out, and he'll be facing Diaz, Perez, and Stillwell here in the bottom of the 8th with a 3-0 Reds lead. Howell, 4-2, error on a ground ball possibly. 5-6, ground ball to short. That's a 3. It will be an error on Duncan, and he's made his second error of the game. It's the third error by the Dodgers. So how about that? An error. He bobbled it. No throw to worry about, just a bobble. And Diaz will reach on the E6. And that brings up Tony Perez. Strategy rolls are actually off now because of the score. So I probably was doing strategy rolls when I didn't need to be doing strategy rolls. So Diaz will swing, or will be there at first. Infield halfway. Here is Howell to Perez. 4-4, possible. Let's see. 4-4 is a strikeout chance. 7 does not get him. He only strikes out as a 5. And -2 from Stadium actually makes it a 3. So Perez will swing. 4-3, he's going to fly to right. So Perez, much better against the lefties, and against the right-hander, he just flies to right for 1 away. Brings up Kurt Stillwell, Angel. Howell, 4-2, another possible error on a ground ball. 4-2 again is a question mark 9 against a right-hander. It goes to 14, but that's an 18. So it's just going to be a fly to right. There is no ground ball, so there is no error because it's a fly ball to right. And there's 2 away. So Howell caught a break there. And here's Ron Oster. 5-1, and that's a ballpark check again to Riverfront Stadium. It hasn't gone well for the Dodgers when they've gone to Riverfront Stadium. At least not for Fernando. 4-3, though, is a blank, so we're going to the rare play chart again, this time with the runner on base. So rare play with the runner on base. We get a 43. Runner on base, 43. Grounder to third base, who throws in the dirt, making the first baseman scoop the ball. Resolve play using a range check on the first baseman. All right, first baseman in this case is Greg Brock. He is a 4. And he can't get it. It's going to be an error, and now we need to see if it's going to get by him for a 2-base error or not. Actually, it says 1 base on the rare play chart, RJL. It says 1 base here, so It looks like maybe he's just trying to scoop it and he can't scoop it, but he blocks it in front of him. So this just says one base. It does not give a provision to check for an extra advancement. So I'm going to call it a one base error because that's what the rare play chart says. But it will be yet another error. That's the fourth error of the game. This one is on Madlock again, his second error of the game. 2 on the shortstop and 2 on the third baseman. Boy, when your left side of your infield is making 4 errors, you're struggling. All right, so John Denny is scheduled hitter. Of course, he will come back and be pinch hit for because he is tired. But they got all they could ask for out of John Denny and more. And we get a pinch hitter for the Reds. It will be against the. They're going to use. Let's see. Do they go with Venable or do they go with Milner? I think Venable is more of the. Well, he's not a very good hitter. They're going to go with Eddie Milner. So Eddie Milner will pinch hit for the Reds. Pinch hitting for John Denny, who went 8 shutout innings. Obviously the player of the game so far, unless something really happens bad in the 9th. So Eddie Milner is on to pitch, or to hit rather, against Ken Howell. 1-6 is an error on a throw possibility. So yet another possible error. 1-4. It's a ground ball to first. It's a possible throwing error from Brock shoveling to Howell. Brock's error rating is only a 1, though, so he will actually make the play. It's going to go 3-1, and the inning is over. And the Dodgers prevent the Reds from scoring any more runs. The lead stays at 3-0. And we go to the top of the 9th. 3-0 in favor of the Reds. And we need a new pitcher for the Reds, and it's going to be their closer, John Franco. Franco is on. Not sure why Inside Pitch named him Johnny Franco, but I always called him John Franco, but they did for whatever reason. He is listed as Johnny Franco. Franklin Stubbs is the first scheduled hitter, but I believe he's going to be called back as a lefty. They're going to go in and go to the bench rather for a right-handed pinch hitter. And the right-handed pinch hitter is going to be Enos Cabell. So Enos Cabell will pinch hit. He will pinch hit. Let's see, we've already used Williams as a defender, so he's in there in place of Guerrero. Forgot he pinch ran for Guerrero. So he's in left field. So now Cabell is going to pinch hit. That leaves Russell and Hamilton and Trevino on the bench. So in place of Stubbs, we got Enos Cabell pinch hitting here in the top of the 9th. And as RJL likes to say, will we see any 9th inning magic? RJL, any idea why they call him Johnny Franco instead of John Franco? I just thought it was kind of unusual, but doesn't really matter. Just more curious than anything else. Not a complaint, just curious. All right, so Cabell is the batter. Pinch hitting against Franco. 3-3 single, but he's not tired, so obviously first batter of the game. We go to Cabell. 1-3. It's a liner to short, 1 away. So Cabell lines it to Stillwell for out number 1, and that's going to bring up Madlock and then the pitcher spot, and we'll get a pinch hitter for the pitcher as Howell is due up next. But they will obviously go to a pinch hitter, and that pinch hitter would be the best they have, which is their backup catcher, Alex Trevino. He's a .262 hitter, and he also has the most at-bats. So we're going to have Madlock and then Trevino to pinch hit. So Trevino will pinch hit after Madlock. Right now it's Madlock against Franco. 5-4. That's a potential walk. That's a 6. He walks at an 8 against lefties. Take away 1 makes it a 7, but that still fits. So Madlock will draw the walk. And to coin a phrase from Robert, what? Did you expect a 1-2-3 9th inning in the game of the week? I think not. So Madlock is on. And Trevino, the pinch hitter now, as he is a .262 hitter. Strategy rolls are off because it's 3-0. The score's not close enough to have strategy rolls, so there's no strategy roll to worry about. Infield double play depth. Franco, 1-5, strikeout chance, 8. Got him. He's a 12. -2 is a 10, but the 8 fits. So Trevino will strike out. And that is out number 2. Out number 2. So down to our final chances. Mike Marshall. Last chance for the Dodgers. Franco, 4-6, possible walk. 12 is 2. Oh, it's going to fit. He's a 13. Minus the 1 is a 12, but that fits. So another walk for Franco. And all of a sudden, the tying run is coming to the plate for the Dodgers, showing some life here in the 9th inning. Again, like RJL says, game is never over in inside pitch. It is going to be Scioscia, lefty on lefty. You could pinch hit for Scioscia if you would like. He's 0 for 3, so I think they're going to do that. I think we're going to pinch hit for Scioscia. And they're going to use, because they can, if it goes extra innings, they can put Trevino in to catch. So they're going to go to Bill Russell. He's a little bit better hitter than Hamilton is. He's a .250 hitter. So Bill Russell will pinch hit for Scioscia. Russell's always been one of the favorites of Tommy Lasorda, so they're going to get him in there and see what he can do against Mr. Franco. Still no strategy roll based on the score. Franco, 3-6 is a range play. The infield is back because it's double play, because it's or 2 outs, but it is a range play. Go to Russell for a range play, 2-1, and I guess a left-hander. That's a single to second base, but it is a range check. Oster is a range of 4. A 1-4, the game's over. 5 or 6, we continue. It's a 4. Ron Oster makes the play, throws to Perez at first, and the ball game is over. The Cincinnati Reds, this one belongs to the Reds, as somebody once said. 3-0 your final. Winning pitcher with a great outing is John Denny. Tough luck loser is Fernando Valenzuela. And John Franco, or Johnny Franco, however you want to call him, gets the save. Let me do the totals real quick from my score sheet. Don't have it on the computer, obviously, so got to do this by hand. So we'll do the totals very quickly for you. For the Dodgers, let's see how many hits they had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits for the Dodgers. So no runs, 6 hits, but they had committed 4 errors. So how about that for a line score? 0, 6, and 4. Interesting. Left on base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left on. So how about that for a line score? 0, 6, 4, and 6, and plus 2 caught stealings. So that Sachs got caught twice. For the Reds, their hits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits for the Reds. Make sure it wasn't 5 errors for the Dodgers. I think it was just the 4. 2 on Madlock and 2 on Duncan. Looks like the 4 errors. All right. Reds did make 1 error. That was committed by Stillwell in the 8th inning. That was their 1 error. Left on base for the Reds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 left on. Okay. So there is your final line score. Not the neatest thing in the world, but the information's there. Final line score. Cincinnati wins it by a score of 3-0 over the Dodgers. For the Reds, 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 9 left. For the Dodgers, no runs, 6 hits, 4 errors, and 6 left. Winning pitcher John Denny, losing pitcher Fernando Valenzuela, and John Franco picks up the save. So another exciting game in inside pitch. Again, the 9th inning just wasn't going to go away as a 1-2-3 inning. You knew something was going to happen, and it did. Unfortunately for the Dodgers and Fernando, the 4 errors certainly didn't help their cause, and they just couldn't get the offense going against John Denny. So I hope everybody liked the ball game today on inside pitch. Again, this is why inside pitch has now turned to my favorite game ahead of Strat. The only thing I'm debating about is whether Strat is 2 or payoff pitch is 2. I'm kind of in between, twixt in between. I'm kind of at maybe a 2A and a 2B. I don't know. Those three are definitely head and shoulders above everything else. I'm not counting History Maker Baseball because that's a totally different animal. So that's definitely apples and oranges comparison. But I'm comparing against like Replay Baseball, Status Pro, and games like that. So to me, Inside Pitch is number one, and closely second behind them is a tie between Stratomatic and Payoff Pitch. The only problem with Payoff Pitch right now, and unfortunately Joe's health and everything, I would like to get the 1987 Payoff Pitch set printed, but the printed sets are not available right now because what I plan on doing next season is picking up the Game of the Week with the 1987 set or season. And I have that in History Maker Baseball. I have it in Payoff Pitch, or I will have it in Payoff Pitch. I plan to get it on Inside Pitch, and I've got it on Strat. So I would have those 4 games and not Status Pro. But that's looking down the road. Today we're looking at a 3-0 Reds win. Next Saturday, we'll be on the rotation to Payoff Pitch, and it will be the Detroit Tigers taking on the Boston Red Sox from Fenway Park. Don't remember off the top of my head what the pitching matchup is. I had it printed out. Let me see here. I think Oil Can Boyd's pitching for the Red Sox. Yep, it's actually Jack Morris against Oil Can Boyd next Saturday from Fenway. So that'll be the game next Saturday. Pennant races in the Stratomatic Replay, not that close. The only one that's really close is the NL West, which is San Francisco holding a 3-game lead on the Astros. The Mets clearly have blown away the East. California has blown away the West. The American League East, of course, you got what a lot of people call Stratomatic New York bias, and that is the New York teams doing better in the Sims than they probably should. So let's look at the Yankees real quick to see how they're doing in their race in the American League East. They actually hold a 9.5 game lead over Detroit. So Yankees on the replay are 78-44, which is 11 games better than what they did in real life at that point. So they're plus 11, whereas the Red Sox are 62-59 in the replay. They are 10 games under what they were doing in real life. So a 21-game swing right there. So there's your ball game. There's your difference. That's why the Red Sox are 15.5 games out of first place. So California leads Oakland by 15.5. That's not even close. And if I go to the National League, the Mets already got that wrapped up, as they lead the Phillies by 16 games, Pirates by 16.5. Giants do lead the Astros by 3, and now the Reds with the win improved to 55-53, so they will be 9 games back, 8 in the loss column to the Giants. So the Reds could make a late push. It's possible. So I've tweaked the upcoming schedule in the month of September to try to get mostly National League West games because I want to. That's the one big pennant race we've got. So I'm going to try to show a lot of Giant games and Astro games, and if the Reds keep it up, we'll bring the Reds back as well. But I'm trying to do that based on the pennant race that the Stratomatic computer is giving me. Like I said, Robert, some people think it's a conspiracy that since Stratomatic is in the state of New York, that there's a Yankee bias and maybe a Boston anti-bias. I don't know. I know Dave Gardner had problems in the Clemens replay with them. I don't know how they would do maybe in Inside Pitch or Payoff Pitch for a season replay. Somebody could try it, I guess, or even Action PC for that matter. It's all up to your interpretation. But anyway, I do like the Inside Pitch. To me, it's the most colorful game and whatnot. I do plan on getting 2 more Inside Pitch seasons eventually. One of them is 1987 because I really enjoyed the 1987 season, and I don't have it in very many games. I do have it in Strat, and I do have it in PDF on Payoff Pitch, but I really want to get it on the printed version. And I do have it in History Maker. But I really like it that season. It's one of my favorites. In fact, 3 of my favorite seasons all end in 7. 1967, 1977, and 1987 are probably 3 of my favorite seasons. I've got the 67 Inside Pitch on PDF. 77 and 87 I don't have on Inside Pitch. So 77 is probably my all-time favorite season, And inside pitch is my number one game, so it makes sense I should have 77 on inside pitch. I may get that PDF though because I've already done the White Sox, and so I don't know. I might go ahead and splurge. It depends, but 87 I think it's going to be my next purchase because that's a season I definitely remember a lot more than I do 77. I remember I was in college, and I remember following the season pretty closely, so just like I did 86. And I think the excitement of the 86 World Series and the playoffs got me back into baseball a little bit more than what I had been. And when 87 came along, I was all in on that. So tomorrow night for inside pitch for Robert, 1961. Check that out. No game tonight. I guess he wants to rest his throat or whatever, or he's got something else going on. Maybe he's working. I don't know. But tomorrow night, Sunday night, will be inside pitch 1961. And of course, the famous 10-minute ticker. So that's going to do it from here. I got some honeydew things I need to do before the wife gets home from work. So I need to have shown that I've done my duties. So I will go ahead and end it here. And again, the next thing on the channel will be Monday. It'll be the Mets and Seattle Stratomatic Demolition League, 2015 style. Mets and Seattle from Citi Field. Then on Wednesday, it's going to probably be Tampa and Philadelphia from Citizens Bank Park, also in the Stratomatic Demolition League. Friday, the Buffalo Bees will be back in action after taking a tough loss to Fernando De La Rosa and the Minutemen. They'll be going north of the border to take on those Montreal Royal Blues and see if they can get back on the winning track. And we'll see if Kip Scarry can avoid the alcohol this time and get back into shape. And then on Saturday, we're back to payoff pitch. Tigers and the Red Sox, Jack Morris against Oil Can Boyd. So thank everybody for coming along and enjoying the ride with me and spending part of your Saturday with me. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.